What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Emergence review, Night 2. We did do a review last week for Night 1 of Emergence, but now we are back with Part 2 with pretty much a lot of big matches on the line tonight. Deonna Purrazzo versus Jordynne Grace for the Knockouts Championship in a IronWoman match. Eddie Edwards defending his world title. Willie Mack, Brian Myers, and some very interesting things on this show. But we do kick it off, though, with Eddie Edwards to see who was going to accept his open challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who comes out? Rob Van Dam with Katie Forbes. I will say this. This was actually a good match. Very solid. Some would say maybe one of the better RVD matches since he's been back in Impact. I know a lot of his heel gimmick has had to do with what Katie Forbes get involved, which she did get involved during this match too. But this was not bad. A very solid match, I should say also. Like I said, you can get past the twerking and whatnot. I can't really tell. I don't think her ass is real, as a lot of people saying too. This was not a bad match, okay? Let me say that. So it was actually a pretty good match, and pretty much called straight down the middle and whatnot. Van Dam tried to go for the 5-star frog splash, but he missed, and Eddie countered it with the Boston Knee Party, still retaining his world title. So a very solid match. I did like that. Right after, Eric Young came out, then pretty much attacked Eddie Edwards, yelling next week. Tell Eddie that the fate of your world title goes through me. And he said he'd see him next week. So EY coming out, pretty much setting up the match for next week. This is really going to be good. They really have been building this well, especially with Eric Young just being the world-class maniac as he's been ever since he's been back in Impact. It's been going on really good, all right? Real good. And going against Eddie in this feud and, after taking out Rich Swann also, this has not been bad. This has been good, real good. So a very good match between Eddie and RVD. And like I said, Eric Young coming out for the attack. Good stuff. I did like that. I know they did show Eddie Edwards pretty much still looking for Eric Young in the back, pretty much still trying to call him out. We then, of course, went to Wrestle House, which, I need this to hurry up and end now. I don't know when the end of this is coming, but this thing needs to end very, very soon. I was okay with it first in the beginning, but move it to YouTube or move it to something else, because I think they put a little bit too much of it, and now I just need to be off the show and just put on YouTube or something, or let this thing end fast enough so we can move everybody back into I don't even know the name of the building where they're at right now. I don't want to say the Impact Zone. I think it's like Skyway Studios in Nashville. Just move them back to the building where they're actually wrestle again, because this is starting to go on for 5-6 weeks now. Long, okay, it really has. And I don't know, they just showed the Deaners screwing around and just multiple stuff going on in this toga party. And who was missing? Larry D or something, or Lawrence he's calling himself, which he wants a match later on tonight or something. But I know they'd show Crazy Steve and Johnny Swinger, they were throwing around, which there was a lot of Mr. Fuji reference jokes tonight. That. And I guess Tommy Dreamer, of course, said match time. And what was going to be the match, huh? What will be the match this week? Some type of what did they have here? Like a blindfold match, Tommy Dreamer said. And whoever is the loser of this match, they must dress like the winner last week. It's nothing I can say from this match. Crazy Steve won by a roll. Wrestling, I just feel like it's going on I feel like it's gone on forever now at this point, but it really does need to end soon. Like I said, I'm not even done talking about it. I'm just talking about this part of the show and everything, so it's not even gotten through all the way. So there's more to this, all right? But other than the Wrestle House segment, I think I went back to Eddie Edwards, who is still looking for Yeah, he's still looking for Eric Young, pretty much calling him out then, saying we don't got to wait till next week. You can come out right now. We'll do the world title match right now. He's tired of waiting, and he's tired of all the mind games and whatnot. Let's do the match now, okay? But pretty much then right after Eric Young came out, he pretty much talked about how Eddie Edwards wants to be a martyr, a hero, a tough guy and everything, but he's pathetic. And that, you want to act like everything's just, you're reacting to everything in real time. Like checkers, while Eric Young is 5 steps ahead of him, he's playing chess. And he pretty much said that Eddie's trying to convince himself that what happened to Swan was a coincidence. But no. It was calculated because he's a world-class maniac. And Eric Young pretty much went on to, listen, we're not going to do it this week. I said next week. So we will do the title match next week. And Eddie Edwards says, all right, it can happen next week, but this ass whipping about to begin right now. Both of them brawled. Security came out. Scott D'Amore pretty much came out to try to break it up. I know Eddie ended up pushing them to the ramp. They still brawled, and security pulled them apart then. So not a bad pull apart and everything. A very good promo by Eric Young. So that was not bad. Like I said, he's one of the best things ever since they brought him back to the show, I should say. So I guess we're gonna get that title match next week. Rhino was calling out Reno Scum for taking his money last week, so I guess he said he's gonna gore one of them, and he's still gonna have Heath Slater. Well, I'm sorry, Heath. Let me not say Heath Slater. I guess they're doing the whole Heath for Impact thing. So will he be there next week? I don't know. They then went to Rohit Raju, who was more confident now and very overconfident, I should say. People have been holding him back and everything, but he wants to give everyone an opportunity now for this X Division title because he never received it. So he was called the bottom of the barrel once, but now he's the champion. And he says, who can defeat Rohit? We then went to Madison Rayne with the locker room talk, which he had the Rascals this week as they were sitting there. Pretty much, of course, talking about the trees and whatnot. Madison Rayne thinks they're talking about trees, but it's mostly weed. They were about to blaze it up, but Madison Rayne said, no, you are not doing that here. They called her a Karen then, and that is funny, Karen. But Madison Rayne pretty much then brought in Madman Fulton and Ace Austin. Pretty much they were being the guests. Everybody tried to fit on the couch. But Madison Rayne pretty much talked to Ace about, what do you think about your loss to the Good Brothers last week? And he says, yes. I'm going to be the bigger man here. They got the better one over us. But as the Rascals started laughing, they said, is there something funny you want to talk about? Which Fulton pretty much started trying to push those guys. But Ace said, no. We're not going to do this here. We're going to show some respect to Madison and let her do a show, and we're going to leave, okay? We're going to leave. So basically set up a tag match next week. But the Rascals pretty much, hey, man, you invite us to your show. Now we're going to invite you to our show, to the Treehouse. Madison Rayne didn't want to be part of the smoke section, I guess. So she declined. Sami Callihan was somewhere doing something with his hacking and whatnot, talking about RVD and how he's one of the best, but he cost me my title match a few weeks ago, so that he got in his head tonight, and now he's going to get in his and Katie Forbes' head, that he's going to kick his ass next week on the show. So, Callihan, I guess we'll have a match with RVD next week. This hacking thing, I'm not sure where this is going at this point. I know Ken Shamrock's not even on the show, so I'm trying to see what Callihan is doing. They really I'm not saying they got him too low on the card, but I don't know, man. They need to put him back in the top level or something because he's kind of been down for a minute now. Even when he came back with this hacking thing, which wasn't bad, but now it's kind of like, where is this going with him? EC3 cut a promo July 1st, 2015, when he beat Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. He said it was the greatest moment of his life. And he talked about how he had that title, and he was holding the belt too, which he took from Moose. And talked about he can't let go of the greatest moment he's ever had. And talked about he gave his heart, his body, and mind, and soul, everything, just wanting the pride and respect and love around him. But all he got from this was pain, regret, and hate. And that this belt still exists, and if it still exists, he can't be free. And, he doesn't care how Moose won the belt or anything. He understands that this belt comes with pride and respect and whatnot. But he said Moose can be greater. He's a weapon. But he could be so much more. And he's hiding behind all this, gear and robes and these fake moniker names. He's calling himself pretty much, he wants to be a false idol, that he's a god, a wrestling god, but he's not, okay? Because EC3 remembers when he was loved and everything, and he had that title in his hand. But EC3 pretty much said that this belt is just pretty much like a weight that's just bringing him to the bottom of an ocean. It's just keeping him down. That he must destroy the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. He doesn't know how, but he invited Moose to come so you could see this title be destroyed, because he must destroy the past. He must destroy the nostalgic from this. It's the only way that EC3 can be free from himself, by destroying that world title. So, great promo from EC3 as usual. Probably one of the best promos of the entire night, basically saying he can't be his old self anymore. He could go back to being happy if he wanted to, but that would make him complacent. So he must destroy his past to become something new, to be this new EC3 now. So, wherever this new gimmick he's going with, it's really good. Like I said, it's not the old EC3 or the trouble and everything. He wants to be something different. So him calling out Moose for this match, whenever this match is going to happen with Moose, that was a great promo. But he said he's going to destroy that belt, so we'll see what happens. Brian Myers went against Willie Mack. It actually wasn't a bad match, but I'm very surprised that Mack lost, which was by a roll-up from Myers, which is still kind of odd that they brought him in. Which, it's kind of hard to believe in Myers, because we've seen him as a job guy in WWE for so long. Now we're trying to take him serious now, since he's trying to be the most professional wrestler around here. I didn't think it made sense when they gave him a world title shot right at the beginning when he came in. I liked this promo last week. It wasn't bad, but him beating Mac, not really down with that, especially he just interrupted this promo last week. Now it's like, hey, I beat him in this match, but I get they got to give him some wins, because if he took another L right here, why should we take it? I don't know why we should take this guy serious as usual. It's just as serious as whatever right now, but because he's always been looked at as a joke, but I don't know how he's trying to reinvent himself, but we'll see what happens. But I guess he kind of needs to get the win over Mac from here. Next, they show Heath Slater again. Not Heath Slater, just Heath. Pretty much talking about, Heath for Impact. And, he wants to team up with Rhino next week. But he wants this thing to get trending. So we'll see what happens. Of course, we go back to the Wrestle House thing again. And I think I said this, Lawrence was there. Pretty much talking about Rosemary. Johnny Bravo ended up slapping him. Like I said, they still showed a drunk Taya, which was actually more funny. And Larry D punched him, and that was it. And then Rosemary pretty much see Johnny Bravo pretty much see he was okay, but Johnny pretty much says, he has feelings for Rosemary, and Ty was shocked by this, and pretty much says that's it. Next week, winner take all. And Rosemary said, all of what? Ty says everything. Okay, all of it, just anything. So yes, this drunk Taya, which I think this was at least funny, better than the Wrestle House thing itself. But yeah, this thing needs to end soon. But of course, we get into the main event of the show, a 30-minute Iron Woman match, Knockouts Championship on the line, Deonna Purrazzo and Jordynne Grace. Obviously, the best match on this entire show. This was great. I enjoyed this a lot. I don't think it was too many commercials throughout this match, but I really did like this match. It was great. Like I said, the pacing of it, and I think we waited more near the end to, pretty much get the finish into this, because Jordynne Grace did get the first fall by submission by putting her into a rear naked chokehold, holding it, which I guess Purrazzo had passed out for a second, but as both women pretty much got up and kept going, Deonna Purrazzo pretty much tried to put her into to the Koji clutch, but Grace got out of it. Pretty much going back for Purrazzo. Purrazzo pretty much started stomping on her again, but the referee held it back. Grace pretty much was about to go into the Purrazzo after she threw her into the turnbuckle then, pretty much charging at her, but the referee was pulled in the way. So we got a ref bump from there. Jordynne Grace pretty much checked the referee. Deonna ended up pretty much going for her belt. Came back into the ring with it. Grace tried to stop her, but Deonna hit her with the title. Pretty much getting a pin from there, but with only 1 minute left on the clock then after that. Both women were still tied. Deonna tried to go for the pin, but she tried to go back for Fujiwara armbar again. Grace was able to get out of it. pretty much hitting her with some punches. Deonna came back with a big pump kick, hit her with a German suplex, but still only 2. But she pretty much knocked the 2 out. Still went back for the arm bar. Grace tried to get out of it, but Deonna held on to both of the arms, pulling them back, and Jordynne Grace ended up tapping out with like a few seconds left on the clock. Deonna Purrazzo still retained the Knockouts Championship. Best match of the night, arguably. I recommend going back to look at this match. This match was awesome. It was great. I liked it a lot. A great match in general. So, very, very great main event from both of these two. I like that match with Slammiversary, and I like this IronWoman match even more, to be honest. So, I don't know what goes next for both of these women, especially with Jordynne Grace. I don't know what's going to happen with her. I don't know who Deonna's next opponent will be. I'm assuming it's Kylie Ray, since she is the #1 contender. If they can get her out of that Wrestle House thing, we'll see what goes from this. But this was a great match. It wasn't too overbooked, maybe other than the ref bump, but there was just a small ref bump and whatnot. Not too over the top and crazy, but this was a great match in general. I enjoyed the main event. I recommend going back and look at it, okay? Emergence, though, overall, I think night 2 may have been a little bit better than night 1. Like I said, from the main event itself, even the opening match with Eddie and RVD, Eric Young, just him in general from promos, even his Bound for Glory commercial looked pretty cool too, and him calling out, well, getting the title match next week against Eddie after, saying the match will be next week, so that's gonna go down. I like DC3's promo, of course, that was great. So it was a lot of build up more into next week and everything. So when that title match does happen, I somewhat do expect Rich Swann to maybe come out and attack, or maybe Willie Mack. I'm not really sure, because I don't really think EY is going to get the world title next week. I think it's going to be a great match, but I'm not sure if he's going to get the world championship next week, though, okay? Like I said, I enjoyed the Emergence night, too. Like I said, it looked like it was a little bit more build maybe in the next week or two. Like I said, if you try to, go past Wrestle House and everything, you get a really great show. Like I said, these were technically supposedly to be 2 pay-per-view themed shows and whatnot, especially with these Emergence specials and whatnot. I think it was better than night 1 from last week, so I think night 2 was a little bit better. And we'll see what happens next week when the world title is on the line. So I don't think this was a bad show. I think it was pretty solid, and I think Emergence, if I had to grade from both of them as an overall, if you combine both the shows together, I think it was maybe, I don't know, I want to go for a C+, maybe a B, I'll say. So I don't think these shows were bad. I don't know what's going to happen next week, but like I said, if you try to take out Wrestle House from this, you get a really good show, okay? So that's my opinion of it. But other than that, though, that is my review of Emergence Night 2 for Impact. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, tell me what you think about this show in general. Like I said, what do you think about any of the matches, or do you even like this Wrestle House stuff, I should say, on forever, and it's getting ridiculous, because I don't even know what the end game that is at this point is, or whatever Tommy Dreamer's pulling here, since he's the host of this show. So I don't know, he had a funny cowboy hat too, or fedora or whatnot, so I'll say that also. But other than that, though, I am done with this review. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace. And I hope this stopped. I think this video's still going. Stupid stop button.